We got a box from SainSmart with electronic goodies in it to help you get your beginner electronic station in order. Let's get this open. Okay, admittedly, I got like the initial opening done because the box had nothing on it. I had no idea what was in here, just a random box that showed up. So yeah, we're gonna get this open. Full disclosure, SainSmart did provide this to us free of charge in exchange for a review. And of course, there will be affiliate links to everything in this box down in that description if it's something that you are looking to do. But first things first, we got ourselves some air. Let's see, what vintage is it? I'm getting a bit of a... It's a very delicate note with hints of Amazon FBA. Peculiar. We've got this box that says SainSmart's Solder Fume Extractor. We've got this. This is actually a really nice box. All-in-one soldering station. Box is a matte printing with, is that spot UV? No, it's not. Just matte blue and white printing. And this big chungus. This thing's pretty big. And yep, it's from Amazon. Cool. I guess that's smart. They'll bulk ship to Amazon and then reviewers get the stuff shipped directly from Amazon. That's pretty cool. So we got 3 boxes in the box. We're gonna do the actual soldering iron last. And I wanna talk about some of this stuff. And the one that I'm a little bit, how you doing about, let's get into this one first. This is the solder fume extractor. We've got carbon pads. This will of course get rid of any of that smoke in the air. Smoking in the boys' room. Oh. We've got power cord and the main device. See you later. Oh man, a bunch of stuff just fell over. Carnage! Carnage! All right, so this is just an axial fan. It is 110 volts, 0.35 amps. That's a fair bit. Something to note, those carbon filters have made a mess inside the bag, so be careful about that. Bit of a catch there for those that aren't expecting it. Personally, I've never owned a solder fume extractor before. I've always just said, it's fine. It's not lead fumes that are getting into your lungs. It's the rosin, and it's not good stuff, but it's not all that bad either. Are these magnetic? Do I have anything magnetic? Yeah, I do. Laser. Yes, they are magnetic. Okay, wait a minute. I'm betting that those go here. It comes with some thumb screws, which likely means that it needs to go in. How do you replace this filter? I'm not taking off all those screws to replace the filter. So we're gonna do it the way that I was gonna do it originally, by just peeling it out. Can we get to those thumb holes? No, we can't. Oh! All right, I had to look this up because there were no instructions in the boxes. Okay, that's actually kind of trick. I'm thinking that this screws into there. No, actually, these go into there. You put the little thumb screw in, and then got little helping hands involved in that. You know, I was initially gonna poo-poo this, but you know, with the addition of that, that's actually pretty dang cool. Now you gotta be careful with these little alligator clips. If you over tighten that thumb screw, you're gonna have a bad time. But here, let's make an angry robot doing robot things.
What is my purpose?
Pass the butter.
This is my life. This is my life. No knowledge on how to change the filter, so I'm just gonna keep doing it this way. Gets the job done, so good enough. Makes a bit of a mess. Now, viably, the fans suck in or pull out. I guess we're gonna find out, because we're gonna get this thing plugged in. But we have an angry robot doing angry robot things.
Oh my god.
We've got some foam with an on-off switch. Let's get this thing plugged in. honestly don't know. Okay. All right, so yep, it is quite noisy. I'm sure you guys can hear this. Jeez, those magnets are not all that strong, so be careful about that. But in this box, that's gonna solve that problem. So if you're soldering here, it's gonna blow those fumes out. We're gonna show you that in just a second. Let's turn that off. That is very, very noisy. Probably not great for indoors. I mean, it's not that loud, but it would bother me after a little bit. Next box, we've got, ooh, it's wrapped like a little present. Oh, no, it's not. It's a poly mailer bag. I thought that this was like wrapped up. It's not. We've got accessories. Ooh, we got rubber feet. A bag we don't need or nor want. We've got an arm with a light on it, which is really cool for those of you that like to do fine detail work. That is nice. My helping hands don't have that feature, so that's actually really nice to see. And it's magnetic, so it can basically go wherever the heck you want it to go. Very cool. Runs up the cable. It is USB powered. Do note, this does not appear to come with a USB power source. Thankfully, I've got a power brick right here. Now I'm curious, because I don't have anything else done, but I want to play with the light. Because, duh. Oh, hey, it's got a little magnifying glass on it. Yeah. All right, we've got warm. We got cool. And we've got 5700 Kelvin. Yeah, cool. So there is, yep, there are cool white and warm white LEDs, and it can just do a mixture of all of that. Dimmable, of course, which is very nice. Yeah. Honestly, I can't hate on that. That lighting's not bad. That's a nice little touch. We've got the base plate, which I am told is a big freaking piece of steel, which is really nice. We got some of these rubber feet. I think we can figure out where we're going with this. Oh, if I had a printed jig, my life would be so much better so I could get these right where I want them. But we're gonna eyeball it and it will be good enough. SainSmart, power to the makers. I can go either way on that. We've got some arms. Now on mine, the arms on my helping hand station are fixed. Now they've got these flexible arm bits, but the actual mounting point is fixed. So this is actually a really nice little touch. And I don't think any of these are all that egregiously expensive. They're not cheap. We'll put the price of the stuff that we're gonna be reviewing in the videos so you guys can see it. It looks like we've got 4 arms. Yeah, I don't think any of this is too expensive. It's these that I'm really interested in. And we've got these spiky boys. These are awesome. Magnetic. And it's really just a piece of electrical tape on the bottom, so, you know, be careful about that. What a good sound, too. And just like with the other one, we've got clips and screws. If for some reason you wear through or the little rubber tips on these come off, it is just some heat shrink tubing. Really, really, really easy. Now that I know how to do this, this is like stupid easy. I'm not a huge fan for holding motherboards of ones that are removable, but that's more of a personal preference. I just find that over time, the metal here will start to get crimped. It does include some spares, so you basically got a full set of spares. It also comes with a lens cleaning cloth. I guess that's for this thing. Hey, you know what? If I'm working on a circuit board, that ain't bad. And with that extra lighting, you know, boy howdy. I mean, that the magnifying glass is a little bit small for my taste. Its focal distance is about this far away. I mean, maybe that's 2-3 inches. It's not much. I've got some big lights with big magnifying glasses in them that have like a multi-foot distance, but, and this is a very personal thing for me, but the Better 3/4 loves to make rings. This would be awesome for her for ring making. If you're working on circuit boards, these are great because these can go through any of the holes in the circuit board to hold it in place while you solder. I think that this gooseneck on the light might be a smidge long, but it does appear to be pretty flexible, so it might get the job done for you. And with the ones on the soldering station, man, we're like 2/3 of our way to a Doc Ock.
Hello, Peter.
The piece de resistance. A soldering station. A manual that I probably won't read. Ah, yes. The Geek Blackhead tool, otherwise known as a solder sucker. Any of you that know soldering have absolutely put this on your skin before, and it like vacuums there, and it's a joke. Don't use that on your skin. Ooh, this one's yellow. We've got a soldering station. It is an 80 watt, so it says. We've got a little bit of solder wick. Not John, solder. We've got some spare tips, which is great to see. We've got a wind for the solder, and we've got some lead-free solder. I hate lead-free solder. It sucks. I know they have to include lead-free because think of the children, but leaded solder is where it's at. Let's get this thing out of the box. Has a bit of funk to it, smells kind of weird. This station is, don't know the right way to say this, feels a little, yeah. It does appear to have a screen on it, which is nice, and it does come with tips. And a pro tip, generally, the tip that comes on a soldering iron is garbage. You will want to change it. So, to change these, most soldering irons are like this. My soldering station is like this. You pull this off. You be very careful to pull this straight out because that piece of ceramic is your actual heater core. We're gonna open this up and we're gonna get ourselves a nice tip. That will do better. These real fine pointy tips are terrible for soldering what most people are going to use. Yeah, you see? This is a much finer tip than this. We'll use this one. It does appear they have storage for tips. Yeah, they do. I'll give them credit there. My soldering station does not have a storage place for the tips. I've definitely lost them. Tip goes on. Interior piece goes on. We grab our little plastic housing that appears to go in something like that. This is nice. My station doesn't have one of these, and I wish it did. Spool for your solder. Get that stuck in there. Does this have flux? So some of the kits out there will include a sponge. I don't like the sponge. I much prefer this little pad. It's better for cleaning out your irons. Let's get this thing heated up. Let's see how quickly she gets to temp, because 80 watts should get to temp pretty darn quick. All right, plugged in. We're gonna put the temp, I don't know, basically to half. And it has, it's got a provision for a hot air station. I don't think, wait a minute, no, it does. Oh, dude, all right. Bonus points. I thought this is where the hot air station would go because I have a combination hot air solder reflow that none of us use for solder reflow. We use it as a hot air gun. That goes on the side of mine, but this is absolutely where your little spool of solder goes, and it's absolutely adorable. Oh man, and they're heat set inserts. All right, I'm changing my tune a little bit here. I was originally like, this thing just kind of feels a little cheap. And at 50 bucks, there are a lot of options out there. Last I checked, this thing was 50 bucks. And there are a lot of options out there at the $50 mark. But not a lot of them are shipped on Amazon. And not all of them have digital temperature readouts. And that's a very, very important thing. All right. Turned on. Okay, so it gave me my set point pretty instantly. So I can change my set point. I'm gonna go to 500 Fahrenheit, and I can click the button and it goes to Celsius, which is 259, give or take. And then it will tell me, oh boy, you're already there. Yep, and she's already smoking.
Smoking!
Don't touch it, it's hot. Now, I don't want to get it too hot because we gotta get some solder on it. I am not going to use this. I'm going to get myself some leaded solder. I'll be right back. I got myself my Kester. This is 80/20 diameter, 0.8 millimeter. And it doesn't tell me anything else, but I'm pretty sure this is 60/40 leaded rosin core solder. This stuff to me, quite a bit better than the lead-free stuff. But when you get an iron, when you first bring it up to temperature, the first thing you want to do is tin that tip. Oh, you know what? That's a great little time for us to try out our little buddy here, the angry robot.
I am not programmed for friendship.
I'm gonna make lots of smoke. Oh yeah, she's grabbing it right in. Man, even from all the way back here, for the most part. Hey, it'll be way cooler if I do it from the side. All the Subaru guys knows what's up. Normally this would be quite stinky, but oh, that is such a cool little effect. Here, let's clean off the tip. Nice and shiny. That means it's got some solder on it, but here, we'll just keep getting some solder on it. You can see it goes through, and because of that carbon filter, the smoke just disappears. And, yeah, no smell on the other end. Nice. Now, max temp is 900 degrees. Do not turn your irons up that hot. That's 900 degrees Fahrenheit or 480 degrees centigrade. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Please don't do that. Now, it's got this little rubber. Is that rubber? Oh, it's silicone. So you can't melt through it. Nice. This little setup is pretty darn good. I'm gonna turn this off because it's, oh man, look at that. It's smoking and it's pulling it in. Do not stick your fingers in this fan. That will end very poorly. Checks to see if his fingers can get through it. Yeah, real quick, I want to see how bad this fan would be. Because I don't want my fingers in it, and you probably don't either. So let's find out. Oh, it's so far back. Come on. I want to see if he's going to cut the paper on me. I mean, it's definitely going to hurt. That fan's got a lot of power behind it. 110 volts, 0.35 amps. That's a fair bit of wattage right there. That's 35 watts. I mean, that's a pretty powerful fan. And it is definitely moving a ton of air. A whack ton of air. I like that it's got the silicone surrounding the tip cleaner. That's actually a really, really nice feature. Leaded solder is my preference. Go wash your hands when you're done touching it. Really nice tip cleaner. You can see it will still smoke quite a bit. See, we got some smoke, but we bring it anywhere near the vicinity and boom, it's right into that filter. Can recommend. I really do like this. I love the digital temperature readout. It does feel a little chintzy. Like I'm not gonna lie. Feels a little cheap, like it's not very heavy. But as a first soldering iron, it's not bad. There are other options out there in this price range. I'll put some of those down in the description, affiliate links, of course. But if you want to stay under one brand, I really like this arm kit. Mine was much more affordable than this, and mine is larger. Mine is also an oval, so if you need to put it like up against you, and especially if you're got a dad bod like I do, it doesn't like cut into your clothing. This one is a little bit smaller, but I love these little legs on there. I think that's great. I love the fact that you can remove arms when you don't want them and put them on when you do, and that the solder fume extractor came with a couple of the arms itself. I might even say, unless you want the leggies as well as the light, you probably don't need this. Unless you're getting, if you're very, very serious about soldering, go buy a Hako FX888D. That's my preferred soldering station personally, but they're like $110, whereas basically everything on this table is just a little bit more than $100. And you know, the holidays are coming up. This would not be a bad gift for the maker in your life, especially if they don't already have a soldering iron. This is very similar to my first iron. It is pretty decent. I will say if you put a lot of pressure on it, this little nut here over time will break. But it's a pretty easy fix, and you can even 3D print it out of nylon if you wanted to do that. I like that it comes with the solder sucker, as well as it's a little bit of solder braid. And these are good for removing solder from joints where maybe you put too much on there. You know, you weren't doing things you should have, but very nice. And I'll say another great thing for the electronics geek in your life is a silicone soldering mat. I've got a few. We actually have an electronics set. You guys have never seen it yet because we've never filmed on it just yet. But that one's covered in silicone mats because if I drop a hot soldering iron on it, it does not matter. But these tools are nice to have. The extra tips are great. You get lots of the extra little alligator clips. And of course, that USB light is quite nice, I think. And yes, it can run off a battery pack, which is really, really cool. I like this. Out of the three of these, I think I like the helping hands the most. I think that there's a lot of value in those. Second is going to be the soldering station. And third, just because unless you're like soldering inside of a house, I don't really like these. They make so much noise, and you can make them for pretty cheap. All you need is some activated charcoal pads. You can get them from any fish store. They make them for fish tanks. And a PC cooling fan and a power supply to run it, which most people have laying around. You can get 5 volt, 10 volt, 12 volt. I have fans in 5 volt, 9 volt, 10 volt, 12 volt, 18 volt, and 24 volt. And of course you have 110 volt, which is USA wall power. These are pretty great. And of course, SainSmart sent these over completely free of charge. So thanks SainSmart for doing that in exchange for this review of looking at it. The soldering iron is exactly what I expected it to be. It's kind of cheap, but it comes with some of the other value adds that I think are bringing it a little bit closer to what I would say is reasonable. It's a good kit for a first soldering station. One that if you accidentally get the iron into it and burn a hole in it, it's not the end of the world. If you get like a Heiko FX888D and you burn a hole in that, geeks everywhere will shed a tear for you. So this is a great little station to learn on. Yeah, that's all I got for this one. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down in those comments all about these products. What do you think? I still think this is my #1 choice, #2, #3, and they're in order, which is kind of convenient. I do like this one comes with the extra pads, but they really do, like there's charcoal dust everywhere, which is not inherently dangerous. It's just messy. Let me know your thoughts and stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one. I have my eye on you, Lebowski. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video, and especially huge thank you to all of our patrons. Without you guys, these videos would not be possible. And if you want to get your name in our credits like the awesome folks that support us, you can do so by supporting us over at patreon.com/3D Musketeers. Links will be in the description down below. Make sure you don't forget to leave this video a like, and if you think we've earned it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you on the 3D Musketeers team. Right below me is going to be my video all about tools, because I love tools. Tools are pretty darn awesome. Right next to it will be a video taking a look at a hot end for a 3D printer. I'm excited to do some more electronics projects, and I hope you guys are too. Let me know down in those comments where I will see you as well as in the next video. Take care.